Howdy, hi. It is Dear Job Sports, WNBA picks and predictions for Wednesday, September 10th, 2024. We are looking at the best bets of the day. Let's get into the video. All right. So, if you do not enjoy hearing me complain, I highly recommend you just go straight to tomorrow's game. There's only one of them. So for you, this will be a short video. If you enjoy hearing me complain, you're in for a good one. I go 4-8, bringing our season record to just one game above 500, 348 and 347. The amount of tomfoolery that took place today, unreal. I mean, this is the peak. Today was the peak of WNBA season. I mean, you had 5 games. Ridiculous amounts of nonsense happened in basically every single one of them. So we will discuss and we will get onto the one game we have for tomorrow. We had 4 winners. First one, we had the under 163.5 and the Fever in the Lynx game. This under looked dead as the halftime score 36-47, but thankfully in the second half, not much was done. 38 points scored in the third quarter. 32 points scored in the fourth quarter. The Mystics shot 10% from deep. 10. They went 2 of 20 overall. The main culprits, well, actually, you had a few. Kayla McBride, 0 of 5. Courtney Williams, 0 of 2. Heidemann, 0 of 3. You have Maria Kulendikova, 0 of 2. No one could make it. No one. The only person who actually did was Alana Smith, went 1 of 4. And then secondly was Cameron Taylor, 25-year-old out of Virginia, who I've never heard of, played 11 minutes, made 1 3-pointer. They did not have a good game. This does not instill much confidence in me going into the postseason. With the Storm win tonight, I think that locked up the Lynx versus the Storm in the first round. Yes, it did. With the Indiana Fever win, it did indeed lock up Lynx versus Storm first round. That's probably the worst matchup for the Lynx, other than playing the Aces right now, just based on the Storm's size. If they just completely go off script from Noelle Quinn, if they don't allow her in the building, I think the Storm can win that series. Legitimately, I think they can win. Next game we hit was the under 173.5 in the Sparks and the Mercury game. The Sparks, they won the game. How they did it, I really don't know. Well, actually, I do know. The Mercury couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Neither team played well. They both shot 42% from the field. Sparks 29% from deep. They did have 25 free throws, though. They lost the rebound battle. They won the turnover battle. We have to discuss how bad Azurá Stevens is. She went 1 of 9 from the field, 1 of 8 from deep. The only reason the Sparks won, Hamby 25, 9, and 5. You had Ray Burrell off the bench drop 20 points. 20 off the bench. Rikia Jackson only played 20 minutes. She went 2 of 6. I mean, this was literally the Ray Burrell show. 7 of 12 from the field, 2 of 4 from deep. But it was all for nothing because the Storm ended up winning. And now the Sparks are going to miss the playoffs, despite winning all the games they needed to towards the end of the season. You just can't suck that bad for the first 38 games of the year and then expect to make the playoffs. So it was deserved. Next winner, we had Aces minus 17.5. They beat the tar out of the Chicago Sky. Aces 92, Chicago 61. Las Vegas shot the lights out of the building. 55% from the field, 52% from deep, 75% from the free throw line. They win the rebound battle. They win the turnover battle. This Sky team, they have to cut every single person. We have to discuss how bad at basketball Rachel Banham is. She went 0 of 7 today. She played, how many minutes? She played 34 minutes of basketball as a point guard and did not make a shot from the field. I looked back at her previous season stats. She has not shot above 40% from the field for an entire season in 6 years. That is 6 straight WNBA seasons of shooting in the 30 percentile from the field. How in the fuck are you still in the league? You're 32, you play no defense, and you can't shoot a basketball. How are you in the W? I don't get it. Then you have another culprit, Kia Nurse, 3 of 9 from the field, lowering her season field goal percentage to 35%. These are players that are professional athletes. Make it make sense. Then we did hit the player prop, Nneka Ogwumike, points and rebounds over 23.5. She hit this with an offensive rebound with 25 seconds left that she then kicked out to Erica Wheeler, who made a jump shot. Without that offensive rebound, the Seattle Storm lose this game. So shout out to Nneka for going 16 points, 8 rebounds, 24 PR. All right, now we get to the bullshit. First game, New York Liberty, minus 12.5, over 159.5. The over never really stood a chance. The halftime score was 41-26. So I was thinking, okay, I'm not going to win the over, but at least I'll get the cover with the Liberty. Boy, was I wrong. They lose the second half 40-34. They only win the game by 9 points. The Liberty still can't shoot the basketball, 29% from deep. They just don't have anyone who is capable of making a three-pointer. Stewie went 1 of 2 today. That is abnormal. She normally goes 0 of 4. Leona Fibich, 1 of 5. Jonquel, 1 of 3. Sabrina, 0 of 2. Sabrina only shot the ball 5 times. I think they are limiting Sabrina just based on how poorly she's playing this season, and they're just not letting her shoot the ball when Stewie and Jonquel are on the court at the same time. I think they're telling her, hey, quit shooting. Emma Mieseman off the bench, 19 points. I'm assuming that's a season high for her in points. She played really well. No, that is not a season high. She scored 24 in August, so that is a lie. Anyway, Liberty suck. Next game, Lynx minus 2.5. They actually made this game relatively close towards the end. They were getting destroyed in the first half of this game. Indiana Fever, largest lead, 24 points. 24. The Lynx, not for a single second of this game did they hold the lead. They lose 83-72. Again, 10% from the field. Indiana shot 48% from the field, 86% from the free throw line. Minnesota, 4 of 9 from the free throw line. I understand you didn't have Nafisa Collier, nor did you have Dejanay Carrington, but you cannot be this ass without your best player. Like, you have to play better, because this was atrocious. Next game, Mercury minus 6.5. They lost outright to the Sparks. I didn't watch this game, but it would appear as though looking at the stats. Oh wow. What did they do? AT had a triple-double. Satu Sablé dropped 24 points. Kalia Copper, 4 of 10. Westbeld off the bench, 1 of 5. Sammy Whitcomb, 4 of 10. It would appear as though they just didn't play any defense, and they allowed Hamby, Ray Burrell, and Kelsey Plum to beat them as a team. So, don't know much to say there. That game really didn't mean anything, considering the Storm won. So, not much to say. All right, next loss, we had the over, 159.5. We already discussed how bad the Chicago Sky are at basketball. The only thing they had to do, just score 70 points. That's it. Actually, not even. Just score 68 points. 68 points. That's it. That's all you have to do for us to hit the over. You can't even do that. 33% from the field, 18% from deep. How are you this shit of a basketball team? Then we get to the most important game of the night. Seattle Storm, we had a minus 6.5. Loss. We had the over, 155.5. Loss. This game was slow. There was a decent amount of turnovers. Neither team shot the ball well from the field. But the Storm, they win by 1, 74-73. They probably didn't deserve to win this game. Their role players are playing horrible basketball. Gabby Williams, 1 of 5 from the field. She got benched at the end of this game for Erica Wheeler. You had Skylar Diggins, 3 of 12. 3 of 12 for Skylar Diggins. Brittany Sykes, the person you traded for, next year's first round draft pick. You traded away Alicia Clark. What does she give you in a must-win game at home to go to the playoffs? 3 of 9 from the field with 3 turnovers. Like, what in the fuck is this basketball team? There was a point, I did actually watch this game. So there was a point, end of the third quarter, the Valkyries went on a 13-0 run. Noelle Quinn did not call a single timeout. How do you not call a timeout? This is a must-win. You win this game, you go to the playoffs. The other team goes on a 13-0 run, and you just sit on the bench twiddling your thumbs. Call the timeout. If they even go on like a 6-0 run, immediate T. Just get the team back, gather them up, get a nice play drawn up, score the basketball, get back on defense. That's it. That's all you have to do. 13-0 run, didn't call a timeout. All right, then our final loser, it was Asia PR over 35.5. Asia didn't do shit this game. She did nothing. 25 minutes, 3 of 7 from the field, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. There were 6 Las Vegas Aces players that scored in double digits. Nelissa Smith, 13, Chelsea Gray, 10, Jackie Young, 15, Jewel Lloyd, 15, Dana Evans, 13. Shout out to Cheyenne Parker-Tyus, who played her first game of basketball in a long time. 7 minutes, 8 points, 3 of 5 from the field. If they're going to make a playoff run, Cheyenne Parker-Tyus is going to be very important. She is good. She's older, 33, 6'5", 195 pounds. She's a beast, so definitely good to have her back. All right, that feels a lot better. Sorry for the rant. Let's get on to the only game for tomorrow. All right, so the only game of the day, and then we only have one player prop. I think it is very fitting that we take Marina points over for the final game of the Sun season. Dream, play the Connecticut Sun on the road. Give me the Sun plus 14. Give me the over, 158.5. Normally, I would ride with the Dream minus the 14, especially considering they just beat the tar out of the Connecticut Sun 2 days ago. But this is the Suns' final home game, potentially ever. That is a bold statement considering they're signed to play at the Mohegan through next season. But with the potential lockout that we're going to see next year and all the nonsense that's going on with the Sun being bought by the league, potentially traded to Boston, who knows where they're going to end up. This could be the final game in their arena. So I think they will cover the 14. Dream, 29-14 on the year. They did just beat the piss out of the Sun team, winning by 25 points. That was in Atlanta. Injury report, it's clean. Alicia Gray playing. Jordan Canada playing. They need to win this game still so they can try to grab that second overall seed. However, this is going to be tough. You play the Sun in their final home game of the year. This is going to be a packed arena. Going to be tougher than it was in Atlanta. The Sun, they're 11-32 on the season. Again, the only reason I'm taking them is because they're at home. I've already talked about the possible lockout for next year. They are only signed to play at this arena for the next season. The 2027 season is up in the air. They don't know where they're going to be playing at. I'm assuming it's going to be Boston, but the league did veto that one guy from Boston trying to buy him out. So we'll see what happens there. Maybe they go down south. I know there's rumors about a team in Nashville, a team in Memphis. Florida wants a team. Who knows? But this is going to be the last game, potentially, for Miriam Mabry and Tina Charles. So if you wanted to take any Tina Charles props, I also don't mind that. I will be going with Marina. Points over 15. That is sitting at plus 140. 15 or more points. She has been on the ban list for, I think, basically the entire season. It was her and our girl Rike Gumbawale, but then she tore her ACL or something, so she's out. So it's just been Marina. She's been lonely. She needs a chance to get off of this ban list before playoffs. This is your chance, Marina. If you want off the list, 15 plus points. Should not be difficult. You will have the green light from anywhere on the court. You and Tina, 50 shots combined. Who cares? Give me Marina, 15 plus at plus 140. All right, that's going to do it for me in this video. I'm looking at the games for September 11th, Thursday. There are 4 games on Thursday. So is that the final day of the season? It would appear as though that is the final day of the season is Thursday. Yep, that's it. Final game of the season, Thursday. Let's get after it. Appreciate you guys watching and tuning in, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.